Hey cousins, I'm back to update you all on my progress so far with the open abdominal myomectomy. But first of all, if you're new here, my name is Shelly Fullerton and I'm a lifestyle vlogger. Thank you so much for joining the family. If you haven't subscribed us yet, ensure that you subscribe by the time you're done watching this video, alright? If you don't know, the backstory to this is that a few months ago, I was diagnosed with uterine fibroids, and then I decided to get a surgery, and then I did a video on my postdoc. And today I'm continuing this series with you all, if you all want to call it a series. This channel is where I'm sharing my experiences with you all. For anybody that is going through, know someone that has gone through something that I have, then you are free to share this channel. So as you've seen in the title, I'm just here to update you all on my period after an open myomectomy. If there's any guy in the house, I don't want you to click away, because you have wives, you have sisters, you have cousins, you have friends, and it's good that you educate yourself on these things as well. My first period after my open myomectomy was 41 days after. Remember I told you all that the doctor placed me on EdeX, and that is something to help reduce the production of the estrogen hormone, which will fuel the growth of the fibroids. Well, I'm on the EdeX so that it can shrink the remainder of the fibroids. By the way, as I'm talking, I don't want to be jumping all over the place, but just an update on how much fibroids they did remove. They did remove 12 fibroids, the biggest being 7 centimeters. 7 centimeters. That is on my last visit to the doctor. The surgeon was like, you had some big old fibroids. That meant that they were really big. Nevertheless, let's get back to the stories. You know, immediately after the surgery, you will have some bleeding, maybe for a week or so, very light. Because I did have my period like 2 weeks before that. 41 days after my period came, it was pretty light, nothing to worry about. So I thought that was it. This is how my period was gonna come. It was so light, 4 days done, everything was good. Because you know, when you have fibroids, some of us have symptoms, some of us don't. Some of the symptoms can be painful periods, heavy bleeding, and such like. I got another shot of the EdeX a few weeks back, and then about 2 weeks later, my period came. The first one was 45 days after the surgery. This period came 41 days after the last period. So this is the period that I want to talk about. When this period came, I thought it wanted to take revenge on me for the surgery that I did. That period came with a vengeance. It was heavy, I'm telling you, heavy. I was wearing maternity pad. My regular pad, I could not wear those because they would fill up in about an hour or so. They made no sense to wear them. I had to revert to getting the maternity pads. Immediately when my period came, I started having cramping and pain, and I never used to have pain before the surgery. But now I had to go and get women's Panadol to help ease the pain. I got the pain for like 2 days. Not constantly, but the first day, and then I used some tablets. Then the next day I got some more tablets. And leading up to the period though, I was getting some signs like my breast was tender, I was craving food and certain things. So I was like, is it that my period is gonna come? At the last visit at the doctor, I did ask, I said, should I be expecting a period? He was like, you may or may not get a period. This time it was May-ing, you know, it was not May-not-ing, it was May-ing. Before surgery, I would use like 1 pad per night. This time I used like 2 regular pads and 2 maternity pads, so like 4 pads in a night. I would change like 4 times a day, and then before I leave work I would try to make sure that I'm all clean, so that during the hour I would spend in traffic, you know, I wouldn't have much soiling and stuff. So by the time I get home, I'm good where by the time I get home, I'm all soiled. Would you believe that I've never filled a maternity pad before? This time I did, and I was clotting so much. I even contacted a few people that did the surgery, and some was like, no, they didn't experience such heavy bleeding. And then I asked like mothers who would have done C-sections, and they were like, yeah, the first period after that surgery, it was heavy. But mine, I've never seen a normal period so heavy, like clotting every day. It lasted several days. Even while making this video, I'm still spotting, and it's 7 days now and I'm still spotting. It's not heavy because I can still wear the liner now. I can wear the liner and my regular pads, but it's still there, you know, like 7 days. When my period came, I was wondering if I made the right decision by having the surgery, because I was like, now things have gotten from bad to worse. Guess it's too soon for me to make such a decision. Maybe having the surgery was a good thing because you get rid of the growth, and especially like the fibroids, and especially like how I want to have a child in the future and I don't want any hiccups, so it's a good thing. But for those of you who are not planning to have children, I don't know whether getting rid of the fibroids alone makes sense, because like this is the second period and it's horrible. But I hope that I have good news for you all in the next update. I don't know if any one of you who looking at this video right now did have a myomectomy and your first period. Just comment down below, let me know how your first or your second period was after the surgery. And I know I have a few friends who are expecting the surgery, so I'm telling you these things so you can know what to expect. If you think you're gonna throw those maternity pads after your surgery, sis, no, you need to keep them because you don't know what is about to hit you. Hopefully they're not as heavy as mine, that you don't have a heavy episode. But I don't know, no one prepared me for this. No one told me what to expect. I remember my period leading up to the surgery, I was like bleeding so heavy I had to put tissue on my car seat, and even at work I had to make sure to be changing all the time and checking. This period was like that. Before I leave work, I would change, cover my car seat. By the time I get home, you know, there's an incident. Like, what the hell is happening? I try to Google for stuff to help me understand. I really didn't find much material, so I just had to like go through this experience and to see the outcome. But after the first 3 days, then it started to ease up. But I hope on my next cycle, with whenever that is, 41 days, I mean, I'm not mad at all, I'm not sad at all that it came 41 days later. It's just that my period was so constant every 28 days. I'm happy that I'm getting such a long break. By the way, I'm still on the EdeX. I have a final dose to get in about a month's time, and then I'll be off of that. I haven't started adjusting my diet as yet because I know some food you eat can help the growth of the fibroid, and I don't want the little ones that are there to, you know, grow. Like I said in one of the videos, I'm not going to be doing a second surgery. I'm done with surgeries, and if God allows that I get pregnant and have a child, then I have no choice but to go through the surgery. It's not going to be such an invasive one. I haven't resumed to certain physical activities as yet, but I'm planning to ease into those. Simply stretching, maybe cardio, nothing strenuous on my abdominal. During this whole healing process with my scarring, another thing that you can expect, it would itch a lot, like itch, but you don't get a relief because like the itching is coming from outside, but like you're trying to relieve it from the outside and it's not working. Let me see if I can show you my scar. I just try to show you all, but if that is not too appropriate, I'm not gonna show that part of the video. And in this whole experience, the only guidance I got was not to lift everything. You're gonna take a while to heal, but in terms of adjusting to the way of life, no one told me what to expect. Basically, I had to Google stuff and just learn as I go ahead in this experience. So I was like, why keep such information to myself when I can, you know, share it with somebody who, you know, it's gonna be beneficial to you all. And that is what, you know, this channel is about, sharing my experience so it can be beneficial and helpful to someone. And I really just wanted to jump on here and tell you how my first or second period experience is like after an open myomectomy. And I hope this information have been beneficial to you all. Stay tuned for another update. If you've made it this far, you are the real MVP. Ensure that you subscribe and share. Be sure to watch these videos right here. Until then, stay safe, cousins. Bye.
Oh yeah, I got a table for two. I got everything I want, but yeah, I've waited my